Nate Diaz came out. He's obviously been doing a lot of media right now.
Is he bringing out that bed right there? Is that what he's doing?
Dude, I was going to say, man, that thing is slick.
That thing's awesome. Give me one of those.
I don't know what it is.
He made some comments about Jon Jones's record, and he said, so I'll read off kind of the main quote that was the target at Jon Jones. With all due respect, if you do steroids, you're eliminated from the GOAT discussion. If they're doing that out loud, that's different. Like, hey, we're all shooting steroids, and then whoop everybody's ass because I'm willing to fight someone on steroids. I don't give a something. Like, let's all just talk about it. You do steroids, I'll smoke weed, then let's get in there and squab. I don't give a beep. Then he also said, but you're sneak steroiding, and then you're considered. You're out of the question. That whole legacy's gone and done with.
John, I'm not gonna lie, man. Once
you
again,
agree with him?
Another reason why I fucking love Nate Diaz. He's no one's fucking safe right now. He's like, I'm leaving the UFC. Fuck all you motherfuckers. He don't give a shit. I love it. I mean, he's just saying what everybody else is afraid to say sometimes, or other people just they want to keep riding the UFC nut hugger, like Jon Jones and always. But look, I still put GSP at the top, and everyone else is a close second. But I don't have Anderson there because of the cheating. I don't have Jon Jones there because of the cheating. As much as I like Chris Cyborg there, I don't have her up there in the top because she's been caught cheating. There's certain fighters that, like, yeah, sure, they had great careers.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Though. Stop, hold on. Let me just ask you a question here because you bring up Chris. And yes, she did get caught in California back in, I want to say 2010, 2009. Something like that. And she got caught. So then she pays her penalty. She goes to the UFC. She's under USADA. And she's winning.
Sorry.
Doesn't matter now? Once you get caught, it's all over?
Well, here, let me ask you this. How many fights did she have before she went to the UFC?
Not that many, actually. Before she went to the UFC, I would say she probably had
10?
No, more 10? Than that. I would say 18, 19, 20.
Jesus, that's a lot, John.
Well, but she'd only been fighting for 4 or 5 years when go all the way down because it's that fight right there. Stop.
17 fights.
Before the UFC, 17 fights.
17 before the UFC, okay. And go to, because she fought Gina. Go down, it's that fight. Nope. Marlowe, she fights. Go. Keep on going. It's against the Japanese girl. Yeah, right there. Yamanaka.
Yeah, but see. Wait, here's my thing.
Now, if you take a look at that, that was in the she knocked her out in 16 seconds in the first round.
I mean, John, there's just I look at some of the names on that roster, and like I said, I got nothing against her. I think she's a fantastic. I've done some grappling with her for a commercial that we did for Showtime a long time ago. She's freakishly strong. She's extremely talented. She's all those things. But you look at the people that she beat when she was potentially on stuff. Okay, Gina Carano. Marlos Conan. Yeah, like these are good fighters.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Gina was not the best on the ground, but she had big power in her hands and she was a gamer. And then Marloes is just a legend in the sport. If you guys don't know who she is, man, she's fucking been one of the pioneers of this sport for females MMA.
Yep.
She's fucking absolutely and one of my favorite people
and a doll.
in the whole world. And absolutely
just a beautiful human being.
Exactly. And so I look at all those, and if you scroll down some more, I'm back down a little bit further, and she's fighting in Invicta, Elite XC, who's that? Shayna Baszler. She fought Shayna Baszler. Who else is in here? Let's see. I'm still looking through the names. Vanessa Porto. That was a fucking long ass time ago.
That was her second fight.
Yeah, I know. But like these are names that there's name value in those, John.
Yeah.
And I mean, she loses by first round and then her first fight, submission. Sorry. Third round decision, she wins. And then a bunch of 1 rounds, and then 2 round, 3 round, 3 round, and then 1 round. Score mark down, past Gina. 3 round, 2 round, 1 round, 1 round, 1 round, 4 rounds. Like I just think it's hard for me to back it because, and I'm not talking about just her. I'm talking about the ones that have cheated and you've been busted. They always dabble in the line. They're always dabbling in the line. Like it's hard for them to get away from it. They got a taste of the victory. They got a taste of the success. They got a taste of all the things that come along with it. Look at Vitor Belfort. He was one of my favorite fighters when I first started watching him fight. The very first fight I ever watched him fight was against Vanderlei Silva. I just fucking was like, "Ooh, this is the guy." I was so mesmerized by him. And then I saw him fight at heavyweight. I'm like, how the fuck did that guy get so big? We know why he got that big. And look, he's been dabbling in that shit his whole life now. And I believe that when these guys, they get into it and they start having success, get women and men, that they never really kind of fully get off of it. Maybe they're sure USADA and testing but John, I've said this, we talked about this about 3 weeks ago. I think that there's ways for them to get around the USADA program. Okay, the growth hormone late at night. Do it after midnight. They're not obviously no more testing you on fight day or the day before fighting or whatever it is, or a week of the fight at 6 a.m. waking you up. So now you have even longer to get it out of your system or to have it run through your body and not be testable. Those are all things that play a factor when you're cheating. Like their fighters get around these things. They find ways. They talk to doctors. They talk to other athletes that have been doing it. They talk to cyclists. We didn't know for the longest time. What's his name? TJ Dillashaw. What's Cody Garbrandt had said that he had been on EPO for the longest time. And he's like, no one ever said no. And then he got busted for EPO because USADA wasn't really testing for that.
For a long time, you couldn't test for EPO.
See, I don't know. I didn't know that you couldn't test for it. But simply put, how many of those fighters were doing the EPO before that no one ever knew about? So there's just, I look at it like they find ways to skirt around whatever they think they can't be caught for.
Let's take a look at this, though. Okay? And first off, you're never going to satisfy everyone when it comes to the drug issue. You're just not going to. All right. There's going to be people that are going to sit there and say, let everyone do it. You know what? You want to do it? Everyone can do it. And, let the chips fall where they may. Okay. There's the people saying, nope, no one can do it. You got to test everyone. And, and it's like the whole thing with testing is I watch fighters, and I'm not going to say a specific name, but I'll watch a fighter say, oh, I've never been tested while I've, been, fighting for, this promotion or that promotion, when I know they have. I know they got tested. I talked to the commissioner that tested them. Okay. But they want to put things off on somebody else. So they say, well, I'm not getting tested. So obviously they're not getting tested. When, look, the USADA program is paid for by the UFC. It costs them a ton of money. You're talking over $6 million a year for that program. Obviously, the UFC can pay for that. They're making good money, but that's not something that is just an easy tab for any promotion to do. And most smaller promotions, they're not even close to being able to do something like that. I look at it, you can look at it in all the different sports. Baseball was a big one, and you've got people that aren't in the Hall of Fame. Barry Bonds is not in the Hall of Fame. Okay. Roger Clemens not in the Hall of Fame. Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, all the guys that actually helped bring baseball back at a certain point because they were bashing the ball out of the park or, look.
This shit's dead now. Baseball's gone.
But you look and you go, I don't think I don't give a shit about USADA. I don't give a shit about VADA, all of them. They can't test for everything because they're always a step behind. And so people are going to be cheating.
Go to mybookie.ag, use that promo code Wayne and they'll give you additional spending cash with your first initial deposit.
100% agree.